This is a very terrifying story. Ebimene Friday, along with three others, huddled in a tiny space above a cargo ship's rudder. They had spent 14 days above the ship's rudder in order to migrate to Europe. This was a very terrifying journey. Friday shared the entire story. It's very shocking. Friday had decided to leave Nigeria by sitting above the ship's rudder. He had already attempted to flee Nigeria by ship once before but was arrested by authorities there. He was desperate to leave the country because of Nigeria's economic hardship, political instability, high crime rate, etc. Nigeria is Africa's most populous country and the economy is in shambles. This is why Friday was desperate to leave the country. This time, Friday's fisherman friend rowed him up to the stern of the Liberia-flagged cargo ship docked in Lagos. To his surprise, he found three men already there waiting for the ship to depart. They too wanted to migrate to Europe. Friday was in two minds, but he ultimately made the decision to get on the rudder. However, this was no easy task, and the journey to Europe was a long one. The ship was giant and the space above the rudder was tiny. The journey was arduous and the four men had to endure it. The men rigged up a net around the rudder and tied themselves to it with a rope. Due to the cramped conditions and the noise of the engine, sleep was rare and risky. Friday said they could see big fish like whales and shark. They had to be very careful. When he decided to get on the ship's rudder, he was very skeptical because he had never met the other men, and they could have easily pushed him off. Still, Friday decided to get on board. Conditions were severe and sleep was rare. On the 10th day, they ran out of food and water. They had to drink seawater and their urine. They had no option but to endure the suffering. The four men made every effort not to be discovered by the ship's crew, who they also worried might offer them a watery grave. The journey lasted 14 days and the ship covered 5,600 kilometers. When they were rescued by the police, they were shocked to learn that they had reached Brazil and not Europe. All the men were taken to a shelter at a local church and given food. Two of the men decided to go to Nigeria, while Ebimene Friday and thank God Opimimo Matthew Yeye, have decided to stay in Brazil and have applied for asylum. They do not want to go back to the harsh conditions in Nigeria. Yeye said his peanut and oil farm was destroyed by floods this year. Due to economic instability, life had become very difficult for his family. This is why they want asylum in Brazil. Yeye was a Pentecostal minister in Nigeria. The father at the church shelter said 3 other stowaways survived a similar ordeal when they at the The father at the church said 3 other stowaways survived a similar ordeal when they sat on the rudder and reached Canary Islands, Spain. Shocking to see 4 men endured 14 days on the ship.